All right, guys, welcome back. This is Mark Thompson. In this module, we're going to talk about the three different types of Amazon niche sites you can build. Okay, I broke it down in three different categories: brand versus product name versus product type. And we're going to go through each of the different types and the pros and cons to each. Okay, so just to get a better understanding of the three different types of sites. Okay, so the first one is brand. Okay, so you're targeting a specific business or brand name. You're building a niche website around a specific brand: Dell, Brother, Canon, Nike, whatever it may be. Okay. Product type would be the specific type of product, but you're not targeting a specific brand or a certain model. It's a 60-inch LCD TV. It's generic. Okay. Cordless drills, wireless keyboards. Those are product types. Okay. And then you have the product name, which is targeting the specific brand, the product name or the model. Okay. So like a Latitude E6400 laptop or the Lumex G series. Okay. So you're targeting a specific model under a brand. So these are the three different options you have. I'm going to kind of go through the different pros and cons and what I prefer. There's no right or wrong method. I mean, you can use all three of these and make some good money, but I'll kind of go through which I like to do and why I do. Okay. So let's talk about the pros and cons to brand selection. So if you're optimizing a site for Dell laptops or Canon cameras, okay, the pros are that there's the potential to make a lot of money. There is a lot of search volume for just the generic kind of brand name searches. Okay. The problem is that those aren't they're not very relevant. Okay. Just because someone searches for a Canon camera, that's a very broad search. Now if someone's searching for a specific model number of a Canon, that might be a little bit better, but there still is the potential to make a lot of money because you're catering to a larger audience, a lot more search volume. Okay, so there's a lot more search volume for the brand name, and then there's a variety of long tail keywords that you can go after. Okay, so if you're going after the Canon cameras as your primary keyword, well, then you can still create lots of content around all of the different Canon cameras that are available. Okay, you can go after the SLR cameras and the point and shoot cameras and the camera lenses and all that kind of stuff. Okay, the cons are, because it's broad, the conversions are going to be a lot lower. Okay, like I just said, it's when people are searching for specific brands, it's not very focused. Okay, if they're searching a specific model number, they've probably already done their research and they're almost ready to make a buying decision. Okay, if someone's searching for a Dell laptop, that's still very broad, so conversions are going to be a lot lower. It's also harder to rank organically, okay, because it's more of a broad keyword. There's a lot more competition out there. There's a lot of authority sites that are going to be out there that, if you're going after Dell, then obviously the Dell website's going to be there, and you're not going to be able to outrank them. So you may only be able to get up to the fourth or fifth spot on Google, and even then there may be other authority sites that are going to outrank you. So you need to have some patience before you're going to start to get any return. Okay, and this is probably the biggest issue, is there could be the potential for legal repercussions if you're going after a trademark term, which a lot of brands have their logo and their name trademarked. Where if you're building a website and it has Dell or Canon in the domain name, they can contact you and they can make you take the site down. And if you don't take the site down, these are usually large companies with a lot of resources and usually a whole legal team, so you're not going to be able to fight that battle. So you have to be careful if you go this route. I started doing this route, and I actually had to take down 2 of my websites because they noticed that their brand name was in the domain, and that was against their terms of service. So I ended up having to take those down. So I usually stay away from brand selection, but that's not to say you can't. I mean, just realize that there could be potential legal repercussions. Okay. The pros and cons to product type. Okay, this is people searching for wireless mouse, or the LCD TV. Okay, this is a generic search for a specific type of product. The pros to this is that it's the most flexible. Okay, you can target multiple brands and products and model numbers. If you're going after wireless mouse, you can not only go after wireless mouse, but you can go after Logitech wireless mouse, Microsoft wireless mouse, Dell wireless mouse, all the different types of wireless mice, if you will. So it's a lot more flexible in terms of what you can do with this niche site. Okay, there's a lot more topics you can write about. The cons is that these are usually research-based searches. Okay, people are still learning about the product. If someone's searching for a wireless mouse, they may not know exactly which wireless mouse they want yet. They're still trying to find out which brand or model number is the best, the pros and cons to each, maybe just doing some price shopping. So these are still research-based searches. Okay. I've also noticed it's been harder to find exact match domains. Okay, there's a lot of affiliates out there that are already that have snatched up a lot of keyword-rich domains. It's not to say that you can't find any. That's just a little bit harder. And there's a few tricks that you can use to find exact match domains, which I will go into in a later module. And there's usually some competition for these terms, okay? Because people have already snatched up the exact match domains. There's a lot of money that can be made in this product type area, but it can be a little bit harder to rank for. Okay, I've done a few of these sites, and some of them have worked well, others have not. So, but it's still a great. I mean, this is a better strategy than the brand strategy, but there's still one better that I feel. Okay, and that is the product name. Okay, so the pros to this is a much more targeted searcher. Okay, this is someone who's probably ready to buy. Okay, if I'm going after the Dell Latitude E6400, if someone's searching that, they've done the research, they know what model they want, and they're ready to buy. Okay, so if I can build a site around that and rank for it, the conversion rate is going to be much higher. Okay, there's going to be less competition because it's more focused. Okay, so they're much more likely to make a buying decision. What I found, I've gotten the fastest results from doing a site like this because it's much more targeted. The search volume might not be as high as the brand and the product type sites, but it's much more relevant, and the traffic that I am driving to the site is qualified traffic. Okay. Now the cons to this is that there's usually a limited number of keywords that you can really optimize for. So there's not a lot of longer tail keywords that you can try to rank for. Sure, there may be a few other model numbers that you can try to rank for, but for the most part, you're building a site around a specific product, and there's not going to be just an endless amount of keywords that you're going to go after, which is okay. That's fine. I mean, this is this is a great strategy. Okay, I mean, you're putting up small sites, putting 10 to 20 pieces of content on there, driving some links to it, and getting it to rank fast. Okay, this can still have legal repercussions, but I've noticed that all of my product name sites have been fine. I haven't had anybody contact me about using the product name in the URL. Okay, so if I go after like Inspiron E6400 in my domain, I've noticed that that's been fine. Where I've gotten into a little bit of trouble is if you're using the brand name. Okay, so it still can have legal repercussions, but I think it's a lot less likely. Okay, so these are the three different ways. Again, I think this is the best way, but everyone's different. Everyone may have different strategies, different resources. I mean, that's another thing you need to think about is what type of resources do you have for content creation, link building. If you're much more patient, you can make a lot of money doing the product type strategy. Okay, the second strategy that I mentioned, because there's a lot more search volume. You're able to create a lot more content, able to drive a lot more backlinks if you have the staff to do it. So it just depends on where you're at, but if you're just starting out, I always recommend going with this product name strategy first because you'll get the best results, at least the fastest results, and they're a lot easier to rank for. Okay? So I'll see you guys in the next video.